All right. I am live. Don't know if anyone's here yet. Doesn't look like anyone is here yet. But I'll start showing books as soon as everyone shows up, or as soon as someone shows up. Um, yeah, this ought to be fun. And again, I'm coming from a place that is not my house. This is a place we're having to stay for now because we've had problems with our house since the freeze, and we're kind of supposed to get that fixed on Tuesday. So hopefully that works. And yeah, that'll be cool. Just accidentally clicked off the screen. All right. Hey, Sean, you're the first one here. I I decided to do this 15 minutes ago, so I'm just now getting started. But yeah, I've had two book hauls lately, and I want to show them off. Actually, I've had three, but I'm going to do a Christmas book haul once I get all my books in one place. Right now, I have some at home, and I have some here. And again, I'm at a place where this is not my house, not yet anyway. One day, hopefully, but as of right now, it's not, and hopefully not anytime soon because I don't want to inherit it that soon. I don't want to inherit it for a long time, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this is a nice place. I like to stay here. But over back here we have the plants that are normally outside because you just can't see them. Over here we have office supplies because I'm doing this from my office, and back door where the dogs love to run. But yeah, I thought I would show a bunch of my books. So I got a haul last Friday from an antique mall, actually an antique store, just a few miles from here, and I wanted to show what I got. I got these all for between $2 and $2.50 each, and they all came in these little bags like this. Yeah, like I still have the price on some of them, but I just want to show them off. And some of them are cover buys. Some of them I do like the authors, and I really wanted to try some more of them out. So I'll show what I got. They're all fairly vintage science fiction novels. A few from the 80s, like the early 80s, one from the 90s, and most of them, though, were from 70s and earlier. So I'll show you what I got. First one is Night of Masks by Andre Norton. And this is cool. I'm glad to have this right here. I like I like some Andre Norton stuff. I've read some Andre Norton I just don't love, but um, I, with a cover like that, I mean, and it was $2. I was like, well, why not? Why not get that? It is an old Del Rey, $2.25 uh, cover. So when you can get a book like this and spend less than it shows on the cover, you're doing pretty good. But yeah, I really do look forward to this one. And I've read some of, I think it's Witch World was some I read at least one of those from Andre Norton, and I thought that was alright. I kind of enjoyed that. Yeah, I agree, Sean. Uh, her stories were very hit or miss. Um, I've read a couple that I just didn't like at all, but I've read a couple that I really did enjoy. So, yeah, Norton had some good stuff. What was it, Time Ship Traders or something like that? That I enjoyed. I can't remember exactly what it was called, something like that that I really did enjoy. But this is an author I've been wanting to try that I've heard really good things about, and I've never read anything by him. Keith Laumer, Plague of Demons. And again, kind of a really cool cover there. I like that. But yeah, this is another author that I've been meaning to try for a really long time. Um, and I've probably read some of his short stories. Sean, what do you think of him? I'm pretty sure you would have read something by him. Uh, I don't know. This person says Keith Laumer is the best of them all. I don't know, but I know he does have a following. But yeah, that's one of the authors I've been wanting to try. So I was really happy to find that for $2. Thought that was good. One of my favorite covers from all of these, Frederick Brown, Honeymoon in Hell. Sounds kind of like a science fiction horror story, um, and it definitely has a horror cover. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And this is not a real old book at $2.25, just like the Andre Norton book. Yeah, Sean, I know he did read a whole, or he did write a lot of short stories, so I'm looking forward to delving into that and see how it is. But here's City at World's End by Edmund Hamilton. This is somebody I've been hearing about for the last few months, and somebody I want to try as well. And so I was really happy to find this. And this is a nice crest. Is he Crest Giant? I don't know what's giant about this, but I mean it's kind of falling apart on the sides and stuff. So I may just reinforce it and read an ebook copy of this, or I may just leave it the way it is and read an ebook copy of this if I can find one. But yeah, this looks really cool, and I've been hearing great things about Edmund Hamilton. So yeah, this is one I want to read, and definitely. It says in one split second they were hurled across time into a world a million years away. 35 cents. Sorry, that puts it in the 60s. But I don't, or even late 50s maybe. But I don't know. I don't know much about Edmund Hamilton or this book. But look forward to reading it. Then I got some of these. Well, here I'm gonna save that one because I got some more of those. Charles Sheffield, Godspeed. Charles Sheffield's a writer. Uh, so Edmund Hamilton is Lee Brackett's husband. Okay, you told me that I believe when we did our live about the Lee Brackett novel we read. So that's cool. Yeah, Godspeed by Charles Sheffield. I got a couple more of his books to show that I bought yesterday because this is an author I do like. I cannot remember what book by him I read about 2 years ago that I really liked. So yeah, yeah, looking forward to reading this. And this is in real good shape, and I got it for $2, which is less than I would have gotten it for. This is a Tor paperback. It's less than I would have gotten it for at Half Price Books. So really good condition. I'm not even sure it's been read. The spine isn't broken, so probably not. This is one of my favorite covers that I bought. It's The Days of Glory by Brian M. Stableford. And I've read some short stories by Brian Stableford, but not in a long time. And I remember liking them fine. Oh, cool, Sean. Which one did you uh, which one did you get? I wonder if it's one of the three that I bought. But yeah, here, I'm going to take this out of the bag because I want you to see this cover without the glare. It's The Days of Glory, Brian Stableford. I thought that was really cool. And it's the war was to the death between man and his mirror image, and that is just really cool looking. And it is from Ace. Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, it is a little uh, comic bookish, but yeah. So Sean, yeah, I don't think that's the one. I don't think I bought that one yesterday. I'll show you which ones I got here in just a minute, or here in a few minutes. Next one is a title by well, and because I really like both of the authors, Larry Niven and Stephen Barnes, The Barsoom Project. Of course, that's a title by because it's of course an Edgar Rice Burroughs. The title is based on the Edgar Rice Burroughs series. But yeah, I think that's very cool. Very interesting. And this one, I hope everybody can see these covers okay. I can see it fine in my screen, so I'm hoping you see it as well as I do. If not, let me know. I'll start taking them out of the plastic. But yeah, I like that. This is two novels. It's The Karchi Rain and Rogue Dragon by Avram Davidson. It's an ace double. I ended up with four of these, four ace doubles. But yeah, I'm taking it out. There's just too much of a glare. I'll put them back when I'm finished. There's even a little bit of a glare without it. It's raining here, but it's still glaring. But yeah, the Car Cheat Rain, Avram Davidson. I know nothing about this. I just thought it was really cool. It's an ace double, but it's interesting because it doesn't show the cover on the back. It doesn't show a cover on the back, but it's still an ace double novel. I don't know what that's about, but I still like that. Very cool. These are, like I said, mostly vintage science fiction. All right, and now I'll start with the rest of the ace doubles I got. I got Beyond Capella. Okay, if you can see them, Sean, that's cool. Beyond Capella. See who's this by? John Rackham. And on the other side, we got The Electric Sword Swallowers by Kenneth Bulmer. But these ace doubles are very cool. And again, I got these for $2 a piece, as you can see on that little sticker there. So very happy to have these because I've only got a couple outside of these. Let me move a couple of things here. Got another one, The Noblest Experiment in the Galaxy by Louis Tremble, and the Communipaths by Suzette Haden Elgin. Turn that upside. Turn that. The Noblest Experiment in the Galaxy, and the Communipaths. Again, very cool. I didn't pay much for these. Okay, yeah, I haven't read Davidson that I can remember. But then again, I've read so many short stories by a lot of people. I just don't recognize. You know, that I don't remember. So I may have read some shorts by him, but I don't know. Earthrim by Nick Kamen, I guess is how you say that, or Kamen. That's cool. And then we've got Phoenix Ship by Walton Lee Richmond. And I love that cover. So cool. I wonder if this came out around 1970 with Ringworld, because you would see a lot of covers like this right around the time Ringworld was released, because I had a similar cover. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Now, Lester Del Rey, The 11th Commandment, and this is, it says, the remorselessly logical novel of when the church takes over. Sounds like my kind of book, Lester Del Rey. But yeah, I do like a lot of Del Rey. I've read one or two Del Rey novels years ago, and then quite a few of the short stories. So let me read you the back of this. This sounds really cool. It was a remarkable world for the church and the state had become. It was a remarkable world for the church and the state had become one supreme authority that encouraged, indeed ordered its people to breed and breed and breed again, and punished if they did not. But few fought the authority, for the conceptual rights were so inspiring and not at all sinful. No, indeed. The only sin was not having children. For that sin, a man or a woman could die. Oh, cool, Sean. I'm really excited. I mean, I'm really excited to read this. So this will be going on my TBR to read it within the next couple of months. Sounds great. It sounds like my kind of book, and it sounds like a nightmare. You know, for the church taking over, something like that. But yeah, it very cool. Looking forward to reading this. The cover's okay. You know, not a great cover, but I guess it says science fiction. I just wonder how science fiction it is, but still looks great. Hi, Brandy. Nice to see you. So I got this is the only one of the Earthsea books I don't have by Ursula K. Le Guin, and it was in great condition, so I just picked it up. It was $2 as well. Tehanu. I don't know if this ended up being the very last one of the Earthsea books or not, but I wanted to get this, so I ended up buying this, and again, kind of a cool cover. I like these covers of the Earthsea books. I have the first book of the Earthsea in a standalone, and then I have a uh, an omnibus edition that has all of them in there, or has four of them in there, or three or four, and then I've got this one. I think the one I've got has three, and then I have this one, which I don't know if it end up being the last one or not. Can't remember. S is for Space by Ray Bradbury. Um, some science fiction short stories, which great for me. I love Bradbury. Um, he's one of my favorite short story authors. Top five favorite short story authors, I would say, for sure. Um, and so, and this one I didn't have, didn't know this existed. I'd never seen it before, so I don't know what all's in here. I want to open it and look up and look. Um, it has Chrysalis, Pillar of Fire, 0 Hour, The Man, Time in Thy Flight, The Pedestrian, Hail and Farewell, Invisible Boy, which is a great one. Come Into My Cellar, The Million-Year Picnic, The Screaming Woman, The Smile, Dark They Were and Golden-Eyed, The Trolley, The Flying Machine, and Icarus, Montgolfier Wright, or Montgolfier Wright. So, yeah, very cool. Anytime I can get a Ray Bradbury short story collection I don't have, I'm going to pick it up, especially if it's $2. Yeah, for sure, and in good condition. The next book I'm going to show is Way Station, Clifford D. Simak. This is not the one I read years ago. This is not the same cover that I read years ago. I saw that one yesterday at Half Price Books, and I just did not um, pick it up because I just found this one. I just picked this one up. I don't know about this cover. I don't. I think it's okay. I think it's really cool that it's by McFadden Books, and I think it's really cool that it is such a vintage looking cover. But what is that stuff at the top? I mean, that's meant to be there. It looks like some kid just took a marker and or some watercolor and uh, so is this the cover you like, Sean? But yeah, I am so glad to have this. This is the second copy of this I have I believe a book club edition of this as well. But this is one of my favorite books of all time. Love Way Station. Becky loved Way Station. We had a great time with this. And the last one I got from that haul, I got these. Like I said, I got these all from a. They were just hidden in a corner, weren't they, Becky?
Yeah, you can barely see them.
Yeah, you could barely see them. You had to walk in and get lucky. Luckily, my father-in-law told me about it. If he hadn't found it, well, he got there and he bought a bunch of Michael Moorcock and quite a few other books. He got like 7 or 8 books as well. I got 16. Um, he left me a lot. That was nice of him. But I ended up buying 16 of these and paying $33. So 2 of them were $2.50. The rest were $2. Okay, Sean. Sean said he liked the McFadden Bartell cover, but not as good as others of McFadden. Okay. Then I got this Robert Heinlein book, The Unpleasant Profession of, let's see, Jonathan Hogue. Know nothing about this. I've not read this. I've not heard of it. Didn't know it existed before I ran into it at the antique mall. But again, I mean, not really a cover buy because there's a lot of Heinlein I do like. Like I don't care for Stranger in a Strange Land. I know that's a bit of a hot take because a lot of people love that book. I just don't. I think he's a much better short story writer than he is a novel writer. That's just me. I I think I laugh at Starship Troopers. I think it's funny how uh, I don't know just how fascistic it is. I think it's funny, and it's entertaining in that way. But I don't think it's a great novel. But yeah, I do like Heinlein. I like him much better as a short story writer, though. But still, I'll read this. um, just to see if maybe I find a hidden gem because I didn't even know it existed. So yeah, that's what I got at the antique mall. Next, the next stuff that I'm going to show is stuff that I got yesterday at Half Price Books. I'll start with something that's not exactly a book. Okay, yeah, Sean. Um, okay, yeah. Uh, I and Weird Heinlein is kind of a redundant, I guess, because everything the guy writes is really strange, except the stuff he wrote like early in his career. The short stories that he wrote early in his career, I thought were really cool, um, and a little more straightforward science fiction. But as time went and new wave science fiction took hold, it's like, man, he really went new wave, like uh, very different. I really enjoyed Double Star. I like that book a lot. I read that just a few weeks ago and found that to be just fascinating and fun. Really cool. But the first thing I bought at Half Price Books was this pocket compendium. It's a Dungeons and Dragons thing. I'll show you what it is. In Dungeons and Dragons, I have these cards that I use, for my wizard that I play, and these are like spell cards. This is a spell book, so you can put your cards in here, and that way you can look and see what you want to cast next, see what it does exactly, and all that. So I thought that was pretty cool. I found that and bought that for myself. Uh, oh, okay, yeah, I think you're right, Sean. I think that's exactly what happened. A lot of his early stuff was uh, published by John W. Campbell, and it was good. I mean, it was really good. His early short science fiction. I really like Heinlein's early short science fiction, but like I said, once New Wave hit, and once he was allowed just to run rampant, he just kind of did that. And hey, Bill, nice to see you. Nice to have you in here. But yeah, I'm about to show what I um, got yesterday at Half Price Books, and these are really exciting to me. I love going to Half Price Books. I had a $50 gift card. Becky had a $50 gift card, but um, she didn't really get a lot of books, so that's the reason she's not on here. She got one book yesterday and spent the rest on something else. So myself, I spent every bit of it on books. This was actually just a buy. I paid $15 for this and the cards that it came with. Yeah. So yeah, very cool. Um, yeah, Sean, if you want to come on, I'd be happy to have you on. Let me if you want, that would be a lot of fun. So, um, hold on a second. Let me see what I can do. But yeah, I'll start showing that here in just a minute. But yeah, let's see if Sean wants to come on. That'll be fun. Um, I'll just have to send him an invite. I guess there's a way to there's not a better way to do that, right, Sean? There's not a better way for me uh, to invite you. So yeah, sorry for the dead air, but I'm about to do something I haven't done before, which is uh, yeah, invite, copy, go to Voxer, Sean, paste, and I just invited you, Sean, in case. Yeah, I just sent it to you on Voxer. So if you want to go out there and come on in, it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, I agree. I think I definitely think John W. Campbell um, reined um, Robert Heinlein in. I mean, he definitely needed that from everything that I see. Like I said, I like him, but when he became the kind of person that didn't need so much editing and things like that, and I'm not sure how much editing people would do for him and all that. I don't know if he was hard to work with, but he definitely wrote some strange stuff. But yeah. All right, I want to show the first book I got yesterday at Half Price Books, and it had a damn sticker on it, and I took the sticker off, and it ended up leaving a spot on the front of the book. It tore a little bit of the book. I think it had a little tear on it, and they put a sticker on the tear, and it caused that. But I got this, The Smoke Ring by Larry Niven. So I thought that was really cool. This is the sequel to the Integral Trees, which I just got not too long ago. So yeah, I wanted to show this because that's something that I want to get read this year, the Integral Trees, and I'll probably read this as well. That's the reason I bought this. Was to get it read this year, and I'm a big Larry Niven fan. Love the Ring World or Love Ring World. I think it's an excellent book. So yeah, I wanted to show that. That's I can think I found this last. I think this was the last book I picked up yesterday, or next to the last book. But yeah, very cool. Nice covers too. Very cool covers. And the more I love these covers, the more you look at them, um, the more you see. So you look at the bird right in the middle of that cover. It's got like shark teeth and um, uh, these planets are just cool looking. But yeah, great cover. Next is James P. Hogan. Um, I haven't read any James P. Hogan yet, and they did not have the one I wanted, which was Inherit the Stars, but that's okay. I got this one. It's Code of the Life Maker. This says the science fiction classic, although I know nothing about it. It says once long ago. All right, hold on one second. Sean's trying to come in, but it's being a pain for some reason. Once long ago, a robot factory ship flew too near a star unexpectedly gone nova. After suffering extensive damage, it continued blindly for millennia. A million years passed. Then in the 21st century, a colony ship destined for Mars was surreptitiously rerouted to Titan, and only the leaders of the military-industrial complex knew why. In addition to its flight crew, the interplanetary transport carried parapsychology researchers, linguists, psychologists, representatives of industry. Hey, Sean.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, I've lost my other tablet, and I had to transfer the link over to the email, and then it wouldn't work, and it's so dark.
I guess I could have just posted the link in the chat, but I didn't think about that. But yeah, I was showing this book right here, James P. Hogan's Code of the Life Maker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It said I don't know anything about this. I was just reading the synopsis. Let me read the last bit of it. In addition to its flight crew, the interplanetary transport carried parapsychology researchers, linguists, psychologists, representatives of industry, and ambassador and elite military units from several Western nations. Clearly, something was up, but no one was talking. Sounds awesome. Is this one you've read?
Yes, yeah. It's there's a sequel to it. What is it? Immortality Option, which I have not read.
Yeah, they didn't have that one yesterday. We looked for it. Becky and I looked for it, and they did not have it. So, but I was happy to find this. This is my first James P. Hogan book that I own. I really want to read Inherit the Stars.
Yeah, I'm trying to collect most of his to to start read through everything of his. I'm still needing a few, but yeah, like Bill said, it is really enjoyable. It's got male and female robots, sort of.
Okay. Yeah. From what I hear, though, this guy is kind of an unsung, like one of the unsung greats of science fiction. So,
Yeah, he's sort of a hard science fiction writer. Sorry, I'm just trying to. My lamp is broken here,
oh,
and it's
okay.
not a very good camera for this. Yeah, he's a hard science fiction writer, but he came into disrepute because he had some really strange views after, and later in life, probably all his life, but
Okay. Um,
I
yeah.
really like him.
Yeah, but actually Inherit the Stars was the first one I wanted to read, but this may be the first one I read. But getting Inherit the Stars real in a nice copy in good condition is not cheap these days. Um, I could probably get a paperback copy for about, 10 to $12, but I don't know what I'm getting. It usually says acceptable
Yeah,
for that price.
I've got 2 copies.
Oh, you do?
But yeah, but I don't know how much just a paperback would cost to send to you. Probably too much as well. I don't know.
Probably.
Hi,
Well,
Mark.
maybe. Yeah, probably. But hey, Mark, how's it going? Nice to see you, Mark. Cool. The next one I got, bought yesterday as well, is Mars by Ben Bova. Again, it's somebody I've read quite a few of his short stories, but I've never read a novel. So I'm starting here, I think. This is the one a lot of people say is his best.
Yeah, I like him, but I don't think Mark does, but
Oh,
too
okay.
much. But yeah, I think it was you, Mark, that said you didn't really care for him too much. But that's part of his Grand Tour series,
Which is
which
very long.
yes, he added a whole bunch more before after anything I read. And I want to get that one again because I want to read some Mars stuff like Kim Stanley Robinson, and then I want to do his Venus one as well
Okay.
because I remember
Yeah,
those were good.
he has one for each planet, right? And then a whole bunch more for like the
Yeah,
moons. He has one called Titan. Um, um, but yeah, do you know, are they all standalones?
pretty well. Yeah, it's sort of like a future, a near, well, not near future, but a future history of just moving out and exploring and colonizing the solar system.
Okay.
It's a neat plan. Brandy, I think, has one, and we've talked about. I wouldn't mind reading it through the whole thing, but when I first said that, I didn't realize he had added so much to it, which I wasn't aware.
Okay. Okay. Uh, I'll show those Charles Sheffield books I was talking about that I got. Oh, you know what, Sean? I did get Summertide.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I got Summertide and Divergence. So I got the series here. I
Yeah.
got 2 books. I don't know if it's longer or not.
I think it's a trilogy. Yeah, I've got it as well. Scott
Cool.
Danielson sent this to me.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. It looks and sounds great. I mean, I do like Charles Sheffield a lot. Yeah, Mark, I've heard that before. Kim Stanley Robinson's Mars trilogy, the best of his kind. Um, uh, I got to get to it. I mean, it's a time uh, uh, a, a time commitment, so I just haven't had a chance to get to it yet. But I really want to get to the Mars trilogy.
Yeah, I'd like to reread it. And like I say, I'm starting out with a few things. Like I want to do a Venus read stuff, and especially the Pamela Sargent's Venus trilogy. But I didn't get, like, I had ordered the 3rd volume, but it never came.
Right. I think I have the first 2 in ebook, the Pamela Sargent trilogy, because it was like $1.99.
Uh,
So I was like, I can't pass that up, and I read ebooks anyway. So that's kind of the way to get that. And is it the third one that's kind of, I can't remember. One of them was kind of hard to get on eBay. And when it was a little more expensive. So
yeah, I'm not sure. I have to relook because I'm gonna have to get it again sometime or try to
yeah.
get it.
Hey, Summer. Nice to see you.
Hi, Summer. I'm an interloper here on this live.
No, glad to have you, Sean. It does make things easier, and it makes it more interesting as well. Yeah, I like that book that it shows summer reading right there. That's Asimov. Is that one of the foundation books? Can't tell. I just
Yeah,
got
I
to
can't tell.
here. Let me see if I can make it any bigger. I can't tell either, but it is. It is an Asimov book, and that's really cool. Um, Yeah, the next one I'll show, Sean, you may have read this. I read it a long time ago, and I remember so little about it. I read the first two of this series, and that's Stephen Baxter's Raft. I got this in the SF Masterworks edition.
Yeah, I've only read Raft, and I think I do want to read the whole series, but that's the only one I have, I think.
Yeah,
It's a Zeely series, I think it is, or something like that.
yeah, the Zeely series. This is the very first one. I've read the first and the second ones, but I was 25 probably, something like that when I read them. So it's been a long time ago. It's been more than 20 years. So I want to read these again. I wasn't quite into the hard science fiction the way I am now back then. So it was yeah, thanks, Mark. I got this for, what did I pay for this? $5, I think. This is the UK edition. It doesn't even have the US price on it, so this is the UK edition of the Masterworks, and I got it for $5 when it was normally £9 99 in the UK. So I thought that was pretty decent price for a book that hasn't even been cracked. It had a little sticker up here that I'm trying to take off, but yeah, I mean it's in perfect condition. You can't beat that for $5.
Yeah, that's I have that edition as well, but I don't think they've done the others, so that's the
Yeah,
bad thing.
surprisingly, and not Summer. Brandy's got. Sorry, I'm tired if I get people's names mixed up. Brandy's got an omnibus edition of the first three, I think, of the Zeely series, and she's wanting to read those. But yeah, I'd like
Yeah,
to
I
have.
do too, and I just been waiting to. Well, I'll be putting it off, but as soon as everybody's ready, I'll probably jump in at least with the first one. Oh,
Yeah,
iRobot.
yeah, iRobot's great. I mean, one of the best fix-up novels of all time, in my opinion. One of the best science fiction fix-up novels, anyway. Were there fix-up novels in other in other genres?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe the only other one that I can think of would be well, yeah, I think there is some older stuff that sort of shorts crime fiction. Because
Oh
there's
yeah,
stuff that are sort of made into like it's done as a novel. I'm thinking of Austin Freeman, I think it is.
okay,
And then I think there's some, and maybe some of the Fu Manchu ones. I'm not sure.
okay. Um, uh, yeah, if anybody's hearing a sneeze back there, it's Becky. She's having allergies today. But yeah, yeah, I love iRobot, and I love the Martian Chronicles just about as much. So
Yeah.
those are about my two
What about City?
novels.
Don't forget City.
Right, there's City. Forgot City. Yeah, that is a fix-up novel, and just as good as the other two. So, so
And
some,
most of A. Ivan Votes are fix-up novels. He coined the term
yeah,
fix-up novel, and he unfixed a lot of stories to make up fix-up novels.
yeah. What was it? The Weapon Shop of Isher.
Yeah, well, yeah, he chopped and changed that so many times, and
Yeah,
yeah, like he took stories that had nothing to do with each other, chopped them up, and put them together, and sometimes ruined the original story by it.
well, I've seen the Weapon Shop, which was the original story. I do believe that it was based on. I've seen two different versions of that story so far. Just the short story. There's one in the Science Fiction Hall of Fame, and then I've got another one that another anthology that came out in the '60s that has the Weapon Shop, and it's a slightly different take on it. It's weird.
Yeah, he put it together. Slan is probably the worst in a sense because there's about 4 or 5 versions of it. But this is nice.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
I don't know if the weapon shop is in here. Let's see. No, it's not.
Okay.
See, the Black Destroyer, the Voyage of the Space Beagle. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah, for the Hornblower. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, the Voyage of the Space Beagle is sort of a fix-up novel as well from the Black Destroyer from him.
Oh, okay. Okay. So he had quite a few. There, there was a Godfrey Ho. I like to talk about him because he did a lot of the old um, 70s really bad kung fu movies in China.
Oh
And
yeah, you were saying this. Yeah.
yeah, he did a bunch of fix-up movies. And these things, what they are, he made like 7 movies, but he has about 25 to his credit because he kept using the footage from the same movies over and over and over again and put them together with different characters. There is no rhyme or reason to any of it, but the guy made a ton of money in China doing that. So I found that interesting, and you could still find a lot of his movies. But yeah, I always find that story funny.
I love Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid for that.
Oh yeah,
That's fabulous.
yeah, yeah. That's one of Steve Martin's better ones.
Yeah.
I like that. But yeah, the next one I got Finding Nevada. I got this for $1 out of the clearance section. I'll read this. June on the Range. Frank
Oh
Rodriguez.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the author or anything, but I
No,
mean,
I don't know.
you can pick up almost any of these and be entertained in some way or another. They are what they are. I mean, and they're all pretty well the same, and they're all fun for the most part until you read like 20 of them in a row, and then like I don't know how my grandpa did it, but man, he read western after western after western and never got tired of them. Just
Well,
read.
do you know Mark's doing the Sackett series this year?
Oh,
Do,
Mark, you're
do you
doing
know?
the Sackets. I
Yeah,
never.
I'm gonna start reading it. It's doing 1 or 2 a month, and I'm gonna read the first one this week coming up.
Cool. Yeah, I have the Sackett, the whole Sackett um Sackett's collection. I actually got it for free.
Yeah.
I got about 70% of um Louis L'Amour's collection for free from somebody on Facebook Marketplace.
So that's like 750 books.
I think it's he has about 200 or some or
Yeah.
so, and or 175 or something like that, and I got like 120 of them for free. So I was happy with that. I
Wow.
thought that was really great. Hey, Michael, thanks for stopping. Got any questions? Just let us know. And yeah, Mark, I will. I'll at least read some of those with you.
I'll
That'll
add you. I'll add you to the Sackett group.
cool. Yes, I've read a lot of the Sackett books earlier on, like years and years ago, like Lando, and I believe Lando was a Sackett novel, and some of the others. And I think Lando has one of the best covers. Oh,
Yeah, I've got 4 of them so far, but
cool.
yeah, there's Hornblower. Yeah, there's the Hornblower too, which Mark, it's horrible. Mark has really added to my reading this year.
That's cool. Yeah, the next book I got. Okay, cool. I do have the ones I wanted to show really. This is a book from the Drizzt series, the Cleric Quintet. I say the Drizzt series, although Drizzt isn't really in them very much. Is book 5 of the Cleric Quintet. I've got the omnibus. This is a fantasy series that I love to read, the Forgotten Realms, Dungeons and Dragons world.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. So
Yeah. Hey Angie, nice to see you.
hi.
Um, but yeah, I love these books, and I mean, look, the covers are just fun. The covers are just fun. They're really well done. Some of the books, a lot of the books are really good. Some of them are just middling. I haven't read any that I actually I'm having trouble with the one I'm reading now. I've been on it forever trying to get through it, but yeah, these are really fun, and they're hard to find the entire series. Like Canticle is expensive to buy it new or to buy it used, and it's out of print. So I'm having trouble getting them all.
That is a Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Yeah,
Because it
it's
has that look to it. I recognize the look of it, the style of the cover.
exactly. Forgotten Realms is like the biggest, well, maybe the second largest Dungeons and Dragons universe after Dragonlance. But yeah, I collect these. I have a bunch of the omnibus. I have the omnibus series of the omnibus of all of these books, um, all of these, and all five of them. But I want these as well because they have all the really cool covers and great covers. Let's see, Michael Lombardo. He borrowed Mr. Midshipman yesterday for January. Cool. Is that the first Hornblower novel?
Yeah. Michael, are you on Voxer, if you don't mind me saying, Scott, because yeah, I can add if he wants
Sure.
to send me a message on Voxer, then I can add him if he's on Voxer or if he wants to join it for that.
Okay. Okay, Summer. Thank you for stopping by. It was nice to see you. And Becky Summer says hi.
Hi, Summer.
Becky's right across the screen from me. So, yeah. Let's see. I want to show these two before I show the anthology. I got two anthologies yesterday, so I want to show these two first. I got Clifford D. Simak, Where the Evil Dwells, one of
Yeah.
his forays into fantasy, which he has a few. I've got another one of his books at home. Let me see if it gives me the. Sean, you mentioned it yesterday. Oh, the Fellowship of the Talisman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mark has that in hardcover. Mark has that. See, I remember books. I can't remember what I did 10 minutes ago, but I remember books.
Well, yeah. But yeah, I mean, just great covers. Really cool fantasy covers. And I actually like the cover for the next one better, I think. Sean, I showed you this yesterday.
Yeah.
But it's out of their minds. And I mean, look at the condition. These are in really good condition.
They are, yeah.
They're not perfect, they got a little chipping down here, but very, very little. And the spines aren't cracked. And I love these DAW covers.
Yeah.
Man, I really like these yellow spine DAWs. They put out some really good stuff. They put out some stinkers too, which I bought a couple, but they put out so much. But yeah, I'm glad to add these to my Clifford D. Simak collection. I
Yeah,
like
that
your
one has science fiction and fantasy in it. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, perfect. But yeah, I'd like to get every one of his paperbacks. I mean, maybe not every cover, but everything he has out, I'd like to get in paperback. They had a really nice Project Pope, but I've got that British edition of Project Pope that I really like.
That's a nice one. I have that as well in hardcover, actually.
Yeah,
Brandy has Project Pope. See, I remember that as well.
Oh, Mark's trying to cause trouble.
He's such a troublemaker, that Mark.
Yeah, won't be hitting the astronomical reading numbers of some, but trying to plan out this year with various events. Yeah, I've got a few big books I'm trying to read this year, and I'm working on one now. And it's actually, Sean, with the Count of Monte Cristo, it's great, but the first third is much better, I thought, than what's happening right now in the book. Do you feel that as well?
It's different. Like I was gonna say in the group that I think what you got to do is surrender to Dumas' story, and you'll see why when everybody tells their own little story, their tale, it begins to build up to a reason for that, and the psyche of Edmond Dantes and what his experience was as opposed to everybody else.
Okay.
It does make sense eventually.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Because
I think so.
I'm enjoying what we're reading, but like I said before, it's like reading two different books almost from the, you know, from the first quarter of the book
Yeah.
to the next 100 pages. Just way different. And that's fine, you know. It was written as a serial, and it's like
Yeah.
so you got to wonder, did his mind change a little bit, or did he know exactly where it was going? So
Yeah. I don't know.
yeah, either way, it's very cool. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I did. I should be reading it today, but I just couldn't. I couldn't read today for some reason.
yeah. I'll get back to it tomorrow. Actually, hopefully get 150, 200 pages read tomorrow. That'd be great. But yeah, Full Spectrum. This is an anthology. Have you ever seen these? These
I
Full
don't
Spectrum?
think so. No,
Yeah, this
it
is
doesn't
the first
sound.
time I've ever seen it, and it's got some great authors in it. It's got Paul Anderson and Gregory Benford, Ted Chiang, Elizabeth Hand, Karen Joy Fowler. I really like Elizabeth Hand's short work. I haven't read any of her novels yet. It's got Le Guin and McDevitt and Malsberg, Kim Stanley Robinson. I mean, tons of really good authors. And I thought, you know, being in this kind of condition, I got it on clearance for $2.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know why this was on clearance and the next one wasn't, but this is maybe a slightly nicer copy, but it's the fourth. It's Full Spectrum 4 instead of 3. There are 5 of these, I do believe. And
Are,
yeah,
are they original stories for the volumes, or are they culled from magazines?
I think they're called for magazines, from what I can tell. These have won a bunch of Hugo awards for like best anthology and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay. Yeah.
Full Spectrums did. I think they all 5 did. But 1 and 2 are expensive to buy. But I found these. I found this one for $5. Found this one for $2. So I thought
Who published it? Who's the publisher?
this is Spectrum or Spectra,
Spectra.
which
Okay.
which is Bantam. Yeah. And this one is, let me see if it's the same. Nope, this is Doubleday. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, 2 different publishers. So I don't know. I don't know what happened, and actually different editors as well. Nope, they are the
Chances
same.
are it's a imprint of Doubleday, most likely Spectra. I think actually Spectra is, I think, maybe Doubleday.
Oh, okay.
So
All
it
right.
might be just an imprint of it.
Yeah, it could be. Let's see. But yeah, it's the stories in it are fairly lengthy. You know, most of them are 30 to 50 pages. So they didn't choose like a bunch of 8 and 9 page stories for these. They chose some, which I like. I like the longer stories. But
Because that just made me think, like when I asked you about whether it was original stuff. I wonder if there's any anthologies coming out these days that have original stories in.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Mark maybe. I don't know. I don't know anything about these. So yeah, if anybody knows can give me a
Yeah,
little more information.
yeah, neither do I.
But I know I really do. Let me see what. Oh, Division by Zero is the Ted Chiang story, and let me see what year these were released. I don't know if they were annual or what, but I'll tell you. Well, if I can get to it. There is no publication year in here. So let me check the other one.
Not even not on the back of the title page.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Not at all. Here's one. This is 93.
because if it doesn't have any other dates in it, then it might be original stories.
It might be. Very well might be. Yeah, other Full Spectrum anthologies, Full Spectrum and Full Spectrum 2. Yeah, no dates. Unless it's after the introduction, which I don't think it is. No. So very interesting. Mark, you may be right. These may be written for these volumes, which I find really cool. Maybe they weren't, released anywhere else since. But then again,
Yeah,
Gardner Dozois might have re-released them too in some of his stuff. I don't know.
But yeah, it was a popular thing in the 80s and before. And I think Australian compilations or anthologies, original anthologies, were still coming out in the 90s. I think I remember seeing something, but yeah, they. I just was wondering if they're still doing that kind of thing.
I don't know. I know there are a few anthologies coming out, but you see very few um, uh, that are dedicated to science fiction. Like they're all still right now. They're all dedicated to fantasy and science fiction. So which is more fantasy than science fiction. When you buy those volumes, you look, you read in there, and it's just way more fantasy because fantasy is outselling science fiction probably 3-1 at this point.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, fantasy's so big right now. Brandon Sanderson is the one to, the one to pin that on, because Brandon Sanderson writes these 1,200-page tomes, and he comes out with multiple books in a year. He actually, I don't know, Sean, I don't know if you heard about his.
Well, there was a Kickstarter thing for something,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah, and I just thought, come on, why, like, somebody who's as big an author as that getting your fans to pay for that? That's a bit
yeah,
not that's not kosher to me.
yeah. Did you hear the amount of money it made?
No.
It's $41 million is how much his Kickstarter made. Yeah, but oh yeah, Mark, that's right. Baen does anthologies of the people that they write for them. That's right.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they were still doing it. Okay, that's cool.
Tor does that as well. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, Tor and Baen both do that. You can get on, and I think they're only released in a lot of these stories are only released in ebook, unfortunately. But
Oh yeah, I think Brandy talked about, or somebody was telling me about getting these short stories that were just on ebook. Somebody was telling me, and I can't remember who, but I
yeah,
thought it was Brandy maybe.
it's Brandy. Yeah, from Tor. I actually talked to her one night, and I was having a rough night, and she was giving me some ideas of stories to read and stuff, and she gave me one that was just great. It was called The Kite Maker, and man, what a great story! I mean, they really have some good stuff coming out right now. Tor does. Very interesting, uh, very interesting storytelling, and sad as hell, but the story worked so well. Very very well done. Brandy was right in saying that it was a great story. But yeah, she reads those all the time. She reads a lot of those Tor originals, and you can get those for little and nothing on Amazon. But I have I'm having a good time reading through those. They're usually about 20-25 pages. Some of them are like $2 each, which I have trouble spending $2 on a short story, but
Yeah.
If it's that good, I'll do it.
Yeah, the Baen was an interesting. I can't remember his first name. He was an interesting editor and publisher, and how I think that all started. But I remember reading something about that, and I thought it was interesting, but I can't remember all the details. But anyway, let's move on.
I wonder if they had sort of a start, kind of like Image Comics. Image Comics was very interesting because the way they did it, they gave the rights to their full novels. Okay, they gave the rights to their to the creators. They still own the property as long as Image could distribute it and make money off of it. So I thought that was kind of a cool business model that just really hasn't taken off. You still don't hear about market, different publishers and things doing that. Kind of
Is Dark Horse part of Image as well, or was?
No, they're not. They're not the same company, but they may have the same business model. I'm not sure, because Dark Horse, they release like Hellboy BPRD, and the stuff went nuts. But I don't know if they, Dark Horse has done fairly well. Image Comics actually went tits up back
Well, I
in.
can't remember what J. Michael Straczynski had his Rising Stars at one of those, and there was an issue that he was holding back the last three issues of it, I think. But so I've never read those because I think he eventually or they came to an agreement and then they were released. But yeah, I can't remember whether it was Dark Horse or Image. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I cannot remember, but yeah, I do believe it was one of those two that did Rising Stars. I've read it. I've read Rising Stars. I enjoyed it. It was interesting. It almost started out like an American Idol thing of kids with superpowers, and it was kind of cool. It was a very interesting idea that he did really well. But J. Michael Straczynski is just a very good writer. As you'll see with Battlestar Galactica and things like that. And he created Battlestar Galactica, right?
Babylon 5, you mean?
Oh, Babylon 5, I'm sorry. Yeah, Babylon 5. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he created Babylon 5. And the writing in Babylon 5 is very good. But he didn't write every episode, did he?
He wrote over 100 of them, I think.
Oh, really? Wow. So he wrote about 4 seasons worth of Babylon 5. It was 7 seasons, wasn't it?
5.
7. Oh, 5. Oh, so he wrote most of them then.
Yeah, there were 122, I think, episodes or something like that. And he wrote, I think, a good almost 100, if not over 100.
Wow. That is prolific. I had no idea he wrote that many. That's cool. Okay, Dark Horse has a World War II series called The Butcher of Paris. It's decent. Okay, I have to check that out. I have Comixology, and I love reading my graphic works on a tablet because I can zoom in as far as I want without distorting anything. But if I bring something up close to my face to look at the art, it just distorts on me because of my eyes. So perfect for me to read the graphic stuff Mark, Babylon 5 is just friggin' great. I've only seen the first 3 seasons though. Becky and I have got to get in and finish the last 2. Was Bruce Boxleitner on the was he there from season 2 on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was going to be it was canceled in the 4th season, so they ramped up the storyline, and they actually filmed the very final episode. But and then another network took it for the 5th season, so it's kind of lagged a little bit in the 5th season.
Okay. Sounds like Star Trek season 3, which second season of Star Trek I thought was great, like the original series. But Gene Roddenberry leaves, and season 3's got some really good episodes. Season 3's got some really good episodes, but man, it's got some awful stuff too. Like about half the season is pretty bad of season 3 of Star Trek. He says Garibaldi was his favorite character.
Yeah, he's a security chief, and they did a neat thing where he turns against. Well, anyway, I won't spoil it for anybody.
I thought it was kind of a tragic story. The captain in the first season, cannot remember his name, but kind of a tragic story. What happened to him? He had mental health issues and stuff like that. I think he was schizophrenic or something, and really had a lot of trouble with that or during that season. Like they had a lot of issues that season with
Michael O'Hare. Yeah, he didn't want anybody to know, and he finished out the season he made an agreement and with JMS so that that he would continue with it. And he wasn't a very good actor, but I loved the character. And then when he came back for a couple parts later, they were really good. They were really good. A couple part episodes, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I felt awful for him. He's not around anymore, is he?
No, he died, and that's where sort of J. Michael Straczynski was. He said that he wouldn't tell anybody, and he didn't. Michael Hare didn't want anybody to know about his illness and everything. And it was only after he died that he said he could JMS could tell the story, and he did.
Okay. Yeah, Sean or Rich, Mark. God, I'm sorry. I'm just having trouble with names. But yeah, it's really mild here. But I mean, that's expected here in Georgia, Vermont. That's not. Last week we had, or the week before last, we had temperatures down to 4 degrees Fahrenheit, which is what, about 13 below Celsius or so, 13 or 14 below. And we're still having serious issues with our house and can't get moved back in yet. Hopefully we can move back in next week. Oh, we got a pipe to fix. All of the pipes frozen, busted, and all of the hardware stores in Georgia ran out of the parts. They ran out of pipe. Then they ran out of fittings for the pipes. Now they have the pipes, but we can't get the fittings.
Oh, jeez.
So I had to order the fittings on Amazon. It's been crazy. It has been rough, but we'll get home hopefully this coming week. We have somebody coming to fix the pipes, a friend.
Oh, that's good.
Hey, Tim. Nice to see you. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we can get back in there this coming week. I'm really, really hoping. But Sean, are you going to do what? You've done Babylon 5 episodes before, though, right? On your show, Babylon 5 videos on your
a
channel?
few things, yeah. Like I because I was gonna do I was doing a readathon thing as sort of in response to the Star Trek thing, but I never really got it all done because I got ill again. So, but I've spoken about it a few times, but I've never spoken in detail about it, I don't think.
Okay, because yeah, I want to get back in and watch it all. I just love it. Just wondering where your backdrop of books went, Sean.
Oh, the piles. I guess it must be the piles. Yeah, they've moved, and there's lots happening here. That's why today I didn't do much reading. I've been sorting stuff, and a lot of this stuff up here will disappear, and then it'll be there'll be some new stuff put in. Well, new old stuff.
Yeah, we're not at home with our books either, so we will be. Like I said, hopefully next week, by next weekend, hopefully before that. Middle of the week would be nice. What we're hoping is that we get the pipe fixed, and that's the only busted pipe. But we don't know. You know, like we told you, Sean, we turned the water off.
Yeah.
And we, turn the faucets on, let them stay on. So maybe there would be a little bit of there wouldn't be any pressure build up if it did freeze. Well, I guess there was still too much water in the pipes because they still froze and busted. But I mean, the pipes are 15 years old at least. PVC doesn't last forever. But yeah, Mark, for sure. I mean, it felt like my childhood here again. Because I'm from Missouri. We had those kind of winters in Missouri where we would get below zero every winter. We'd have days, many days below zero. We'd have, 10 to 12 inches of snow some nights. It doesn't do that in Missouri anymore, and it surely doesn't do it here. But yeah. All right, Sean, anything else you want to talk about today?
No, I can't think of it, but yeah, I got to get the rest of the Sheffield stuff. And if you want to read that at some point,
Yes.
it's just they're really difficult to get here. I think in the UK,
Oh,
the
really?
last thing you did, or at least the first one was.
Yeah, I got lucky to find these two yesterday. Hopefully, because I got them for I think two. Let's see, paid 2.50 for them, $2.50. So if they would have had the third one, I would have snatched that up in a hurry. Unfortunately, half price books when you buy online is not nearly as good a deal as when you get it in store because you pay shipping and
Yeah.
and their shipping starts at $3.99, and that's for one book. So I hate to
Oh, the one.
pay. What's that? I just hate to pay that. I hate to double the price of my book for shipping.
Yeah, I got something today that I had ordered. I did a video of it. It's Clifford Simak primary and secondary bibliography. It's an ex-library, but it was super cheap.
Cool.
And but I spent over an hour getting the label off the library label, and it was just horrid for it. So libraries and librarians have a lot to answer for.
Yeah,
but it's been sitting there since 1983, so that's probably why.
Yeah, Bill, I wish we'd have done that. I actually wish we would have stayed home. The reason we turned it off is because we were leaving home for a few days, and I was afraid if I left the tap running, the drains would freeze, and then we would end up going home to a horrible mess.
Mm.
So, but yeah, I mean, if I'd have been home, we actually would have done that. We wouldn't have left it dripping either. We would have left it running. Yeah, Sean, you need to write a Simak bio so you can put stickers on it.
Well, you can buy Mark. You can buy my my poetry collection and put a sticker on it.
Yeah,
there you go. Put it in the poetry section.
Yeah, it's actually that's a great poetry volume. I love going through it. I've got the ebook, and I really do enjoy it, Sean. It's good.
Thank you.
Good. Becky likes it too. But yeah, I guess that's it. We're gonna go eat here in just a little bit. But thank you, Sean, for coming on. I appreciate that. It made it a lot. It made it a lot more fun. But yeah, all right. So I guess we'll talk to you all later. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for looking at my books as I showed them. Yeah. And I got more to show. So I've got a Christmas book haul to show as well, and that's pretty crazy, pretty ridiculous how many books I bought gotten in the last month. Pretty crazy. But I'll do another book haul. So Sean, you can show up for that one too if you want to. That'd be a lot of fun.
It depends on what it is, but yeah, like I just was at loose ends because I moved stuff and I was just so tired and my brain just wasn't engaged for reading Count of Monte Cristo. So
Yeah.
I was thinking of going live myself, and you saved me.
Okay. Yeah, and it's a lot, like you said, it's a lot easier to talk than it is to type.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will talk to you all soon. And yeah, me too, Michael. I hope silverfish actually no, it's too damn cold for silverfish right now. But yeah. All right, we'll talk to you soon. See ya. Thanks, Mark. And thanks, Sean and Michael and Bill. Tim. Bye.